All right. Hopefully this time works. Hey guys. I've recorded this video twice now, and for whatever reason, the sound keeps messing up. So I've swapped out my mics, restarted the phone, right? Done all the things. So hopefully it will it will work this time. Okay, I wanted to flip it around so we can read the covers. Um, So I got some book mail in, right? This is books that I've bought, part of my depression retail therapy. And one book came this weekend, and then one of the book boxes of one of the box of books came from Book Outlet today. So there are at least one more, maybe two more coming from Book Outlet. Sorry. Sorry, bank account. But the first book that I got, and I got this one over the weekend, and it is the international edition of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And I got the international edition because I wanted the paperback, and I couldn't find the paperback except for the international edition. So I've got that, and maybe at some point this year I will start Fourth Wing and see what all the fuss is about. The rest of the books all came from Book Outlet, and so the first one I got was Fairy Tale by Stephen King, and I have not read a Stephen King book in a while, so I'm really excited to get kind of back into his and see if I still like it. I probably haven't read a Stephen King book in 20 years. Um, but I've seen a couple people talk about this one on this app. And so I thought that might be, it got good reviews. And I thought that might be a good one to kind of dip back into the world of Stephen King. And she's chunkier than I thought she was going to be. I'm not used to the mirror thing. Yeah, she's over 700 pages. So she's a thick one. The next book I got is How to Help a Hungry Werewolf. Whoops, let's go this way. And that's by Charlotte Stein. And this just sounded cute, and I'm always down for any kind of wolf shifter. So, yeah, looks like I think it's her aunt or her grandmother or somebody, right? Some female person in her life dies and leaves her kind of her cabin in the woods, I think. And it turns out the neighbor that she didn't like growing up or whatever ends up being a werewolf, and it sounds like maybe the grandmother or the aunt or whoever it was uh kind of makes like potions and poultices and things like that. So we'll see. It sounded really cute, and why not? Then I got a trilogy, or it's at least three books within a series, but I think they're standalones. They're just all, kind of a little interconnected. But the first book is Not the Witch You Wed. The second book is Not Your Ex's Hexes. And then the last one is Not Your Crush's Cauldron. And these are all by April Asher. And they just sound adorable and like a little witchy rom-com. So who doesn't want to read that? I do. Then the next book I got is Expiration Dates. And it's by Rebecca, and then I can't read the last name because there is a sticker over it, but it starts with an S, so Rebecca S. And this is a story where a woman, every time she starts dating someone, she gets a slip of paper that has the exact amount of time that she's going to be with that person. And eventually she meets someone and gets a piece of paper that has no expiration date. So something in my gut is telling me that this book may make me cry. I like the premise. There's just some little inkling in the back of my brain because I haven't read any reviews on this book or anything like that. I feel like this one might pull at the heartstrings a little bit. I could be wrong. Who knows? But we'll see when I get to it. Then the next book I got is Glory and Death, and this is by J.D. Robb. This is one where, so this is an older series, but she's still releasing books. It's up to like 63, 62, 64, somewhere in the mid 60s. But this is the second book in the series, and I'm slowly working on collecting all of these books again. I used to own a lot of them about 15, 20 years ago, and I ended up having to get rid of a lot of my books, and this was one of the series that I had to get rid of because I just had so many of them. Um, so I'm slowly working on getting that collection back again. All right, then the next book that I got is called Like Cats and Dogs, and this is by Kate McMurray. And this one is so it takes place in Brooklyn, and there's a woman that has a cat cafe, and a veterinarian opens a vet next door. And so it kind of goes from there. It sounds like they don't really like each other at first. And so, of course, I assume, right, it's probably a grumpy sunshine, but anything with animals, I'm probably gonna like. Especially cats, because I am a certified crazy cat lady, and just ask my 3 cats, they'll tell you. So anything with animals, and especially cats, I'm probably gonna like and read, and this just sounds adorable. And then the last book that I got in this haul is Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. Maniscalco. I don't know. Again, y'all know I can't pronounce anything. But I believe this is, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't read any of these, but I think this is the second book of a spin-off series of another series. And I've read none of them. But I do have the first book in this. So this is the second one. And yeah, I don't know if I need to have read the original series to enjoy this one or not. I'm going to do a little bit more research into that. But I saw that they had the second one, and it was hardback, so it'll match my hardback first one. And that makes me happy. that just warms my little heart. But yeah, that's the haul for today. And if you've read any of these, let me know down in the comments what you thought. And yeah, I always look forward to it.